Hey guys, this is market update. Definitely some people stepping in here to buy, which I guess is good news. I would rather the price go lower, to be totally honest. I'm not trying to sell within the next few months. I'm trying to accumulate this asset. It's the best asset. I really want to buy it when everyone's flooded out. It's amazing how simple all of this is. Simple but not easy. It's not easy to hold a 50-odd% drawdown and more drawdowns than that on multiple occasions. But look, previous bear market, 15K. This bear market, 60K. It's pretty simple to look at it. But if you're looking at price levels and without the full picture of the actual trend of the asset over time, this is my chart of truth. The orange line is the trend rate of growth. So that's, in a perfect world, I think, is what's going to happen to the Bitcoin price, right? So it's never, ever going to trade around that. I could be wrong, but my growth rate is 40%, 30%, 25%. 200-week moving average here. This is the screaming buy zone. Forget the price. Look at where you are in relation to the trend. So this is screaming buy zone. Anything under this orange line, right? You had it here in this bear market, and we've got it again in this bear market. I personally hope that we stay here for as long as possible. I really do. I'm not trying to sell my Bitcoin right away. Oh my God, I need the price to go higher. Nope. I'm actually looking to accumulate the asset. I'm still a young guy. I mean, what am I going to do? Sell my Bitcoin and buy a cup of coffee or what? It's just ridiculous. I'm trying to accumulate. So I want the price to be down here. I want everyone to be flooded out. That's good for me. So I want this to continue. But look, people are stepping in here. You can very clearly see that. So this is short-term hold it MVRV starting to just recover a little bit. And you can see that starts to recover pretty much when the price starts to stabilize or recover. Now, it can be obviously collapsed again if some crazy thing happens in the Middle East, which, look, things are hotting up again. But interestingly, unlike last time with the big build up and then Bitcoin just collapses, it's not really doing that right now. And that's because you're just at a different price level. You're in the screaming buy zone. You're in the area where people say, oh, bad stuff can happen. I just don't care anymore. And that is a good price. When Bitcoin's very high, right? When Bitcoin is up here, right? It's quite fancy. Now something bad happens. People are like, whoa, do you know what I mean? I think it could come down to the trend rate again. When Bitcoin's down here, it's a different story. Oh, bad stuff's happening? Yeah, don't care. I just don't care because the price is right down here. We've already had a 50% collapse. So the risk reward changes, right? But based on the price in relation to the trend. Let MVRV pricing bands as well. In blue here, if you bought any of these levels, right, that's where you make the most money. Right here, this bear market, again, it's so simple, yet difficult, right? Working out and being healthy, very simple, but few people do it. It's hard work, it's difficult. It takes a long-term conviction, hard work, doing the right things over and over where you don't see immediate gains. It's the same thing, right? This asset is about, human behavior really, because it just is money. So that's why it's so fascinating endlessly, despite how simple it is. If you trade Bitcoin, you want to pick up some at the 200-week moving average, then go to Bybit, click the link in the description. They will give you up to a $30,000 deposit bonus to trade with by that link down below. Is the Clarity Act going to go through? I have no idea. It's kind of touch and go, right? The issue is how much money that the Trumps have made off of crypto through, just things that can't be allowed to sustain, right? So he's saying here, Senate should pass a Clarity Act. China and many other countries would like to take complete control of this major financial happening. I don't really know what that means. They can't really take control. Like who? They don't have the size or the scale to take control of it, right? Maybe they're saying, look, they need to just keep issuing USD, and that's going to float mostly on Ethereum. And Bitcoin, does China want Bitcoin? I mean, they keep banning it, so I don't know if they really want it. Maybe the government just wants to hoard it or something. But no, I think that the issue here is that you have donors who want to push for this legislation, and so you're saying that, but do people really care about it, right? They earned more than Coinbase last year from the pump and dump and the World Liberty Fire. The thing is, right, is that the pump and dump, the most egregious, just awful pump and dump I've ever seen in my life, right? This thing's down 95%. It's just absolute carnage, right? That is a scam. And to then pass the Clarity Act, I can see why, like, the Democrats are going to look at this and just go, like, we just can't support this thing, man, right? Like, how can we support this? World Liberty Fire. There's no way that anyone can genuinely think that this is going to be a strong financial institution for the years to come, right? Especially when after he leaves office, right? There's just no reason to use it, right? You don't get any favors or anything like that. So they've made their money And they just have to kind of go away a little bit. And I don't know if the market just needs maybe like to forget about it, which is like another election cycle, and to go on. It's a bit of an issue, to be honest, but clarity, the whole finance industry is moving towards this. So whether clarity goes through or not, I don't know, but it seems like they're trying to get it through. I think it's good news for Bitcoin and crypto if it goes through generally, because then people can position themselves. Robinhood chain is definitely a step in the right direction. It shows you where the industry is going anyway, whether clarity goes through or not. You would assume that TradFi kind of maybe assumes clarity is going to get pushed through because of all the things that are happening. But look, they're just slowly coming into this. Again, it's like really simple to see, but not easy to hold through what should be like a 10 or 15 year build out. So it's like not a short term thing, right? But we're in a bear market. So that's the best time to just take some punts and take some risks, because it's like prices are low, right? But you can just see the direction of travel here. And it's insane. Like we are at day one. Like the scale is tiny compared to what this is going to be. I've seen the internet grow. So I am 100% confident in this. Like all dollars are going to be digital and probably as some sort of stable coin in the future, right? Just like you saw Amazon and the percentage of online purchases versus in-store. And it's a direction of travel, right? And then things happen, it's slow, and then something happens and it speeds up. And so it's so easy to see, like the digitalization of music, everything else, everything gets sanitized over time, but it just goes in a direction, right? Of course, all assets are going to be eventually tokenized on a chain and then used. And same for dollars, bonds, stocks, everything will be, like BlackRock says, everything will be tokenized. That's not to say that just Ethereum will make loads of money and that's it. No, all of these companies are going to make money just as they always do. The direction of travel is pretty simple, right? As an investment, it's like, is ETH going to zero? No, everyone's using it. And will it outperform maybe some of the brokers that use it? Who knows, right? That's why you have a basket and just that's it. But Robinhood is now a chain. So Robinhood is a broker and a distributor. And then underneath that, you have, the infrastructure providers and exchanges and everything else. Tokenization platform is Ethereum. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to understand. Robinhood chain, Coinbase chain, Kraken chain, in the future, JP Morgan chain. JP Morgan already have an EVM blockchain internally that they've made private. So they're building on EVM. So it's pretty obvious to see, right? And the direction of travel is so easy to see that we're just going up and to the right in terms of tokenization of everything. Does Ethereum win? Look, I think it wins alongside loads of other businesses. This analysis here is diabolical, actually. It's like abysmal, absolutely abysmal. He's saying that Robinhood chain made 800,000 in revenue, 80,000 of that goes to Arbitrum, and then they pay $1,500 to Ethereum. Therefore, Ethereum is like a terrible investment. You shouldn't buy it. Now, obviously, the ridiculous thing here is that Ethereum doesn't just provide Robinhood with. That's like saying Nvidia makes loads of money and pays 0.0001% of that to Microsoft to have Microsoft Windows on their computers in the office. Therefore, Microsoft doesn't make a big percentage of Nvidia's revenue. It's a bad company. It's absolutely stupid. It's like, obviously Microsoft serves millions of businesses, right? Not just one, and it takes a small percentage of each, right? It's just the most dumb analysis I've ever seen. Like Joe Lubin says, Ethereum L1 revenue fees should stay low to foster growth. Every single business, SpaceX even, makes a loss as it's growing. You get the scale, and then you can sort out profitability later. Again, the thing with Ethereum is it's not. I would love Ethereum to just be a company, really, with equity, because then it can monopolize and it can productize. It can roll up certain products. It can loss lead certain products to smash competition, etc. But I don't think that matters. Ethereum's already won, and it's an underlying operating system for finance. Robinhood, Coinbase, JP Morgan, BlackRock, right? They're issuing mostly on Ethereum. BlackRock issued an Ethereum ETF and not anything else. And it's pretty obvious, right? So whether look, we're in a bear market, so I think everything's good price. Whether it outperforms others or anything, again, if you're going to buy Ethereum, that means you also have to buy Robinhood and Coinbase and probably some Solana, but do you want to buy that or not? So you have to have a basket. Some are going to win, some are going to lose. For me, look, the simple thing is just to buy the NASDAQ and Bitcoin, because I'm buying the best companies making loads of money over time and they're monopolies. And then Bitcoin is a monopoly on money. I think that's going to do pretty decent over time. And I've got some coins as well, again, but you just got to keep them low. Like, what's the main bulk of your position in? For me, Bitcoin and NASDAQ, but mostly Bitcoin, right? If you do trade Bitcoin or other assets, crypto, TradFi assets, you can trade them all on Bybit. Click the link in the description And if you're a new user, make a deposit. They'll give you a deposit bonus to trade with up to $30,000. I'm James, this is ManagerG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.